Learn English grammar, the present perfect tense. We form the present perfect by joining have and the past participle of a verb. It's easy with regular verbs. Verbs like work that end in ed. So we join have plus worked, have worked. So the simple present would be I work, the simple past I worked, and the present perfect I have worked. Easy, huh? With the verb live, we have lived in the past participle, so we join have plus lived. So the simple present would be I live, the simple past I lived, and the present perfect I have lived. However, it gets tricky when we use irregular verbs, verbs that don't end with ed. So the verb go in the past is went, and the past participle is gone. So we use have plus gone, have gone. The simple present I go, simple past I went, and the present perfect I have gone. The verb drive is drove in the simple past and driven in the past participle, so we use have plus driven, have driven. So the simple present becomes I drive, the simple past I drove, and the present perfect then I have driven. Now there's a lot of irregular verbs out there. You can find lists of up to 346. So we're not going to go over all of them here in this video. We're going to stick just with the present perfect. But if you want more information, check the links in the description below the video. So continuing on with the present perfect, just remember that we use has instead of have for the third person singular he, she, and it. So using the same examples you saw before, using the present perfect in the third person singular, we would say he has worked, he has lived. With the irregular verbs, he has gone, and he has driven. Very good. So let's talk about 5 ways to use the present perfect tense. Number 1, the present perfect is used in an action or situation that started in the past and continues in the present. Let's look at some sample sentences. Listen and repeat with me. I have lived here since 2003. I have lived here since 2003. I have lived here since 2003. He has worked there for several months. He has worked there for several months. He has worked there for several months. Number 2, the present perfect is used in an action performed during a period that has not yet finished. Look at some sample sentence. We have been to the mall 4 times. We have been to the mall 4 times. We have been to the mall 4 times. It has snowed a lot this month. It has snowed a lot this month. It has snowed a lot this month. Number 3. The present perfect is used in a repeated action in an unspecified period between the past and now. She has visited me several times already. She has visited me several times already. She has visited me several times already. I have eaten there 14 times. I have eaten there 14 times. I've eaten there 14 times. Number 4, the present perfect is used in an action that was completed in the very recent past, expressed by just. They have just completed the exam. They have just completed the exam. They've just completed the exam. She has just left the building. She has just left the building. She has just left the building. Number 5, the present perfect is used in an action when time is not important. I have read Pride and Prejudice before. I have read Pride and Prejudice before. I've read Pride and Prejudice before. The dogs have gone to sleep. The dogs have gone to sleep. The dogs have gone to sleep. So let's look at the forms of the present perfect. In the affirmative, we say we have gone. In the negative form, we say we have not gone. And in the interrogative, we say have we gone. We put the have at the beginning of the sentence. Let's look at some examples of the affirmative form of the present perfect. I have worked at McDonald's. You have worked for them 3 times. He has worked at Walmart his whole life. So now let's look at some examples of the negative form of the present perfect. I have not worked at McDonald's. You have never worked for them. He has never worked at Walmart. And now, some examples of the interrogative form of the present perfect. Have I ever worked at McDonald's before? Have you ever worked for them? Has he worked at Walmart his whole life? Great. Now, let's look at some sample questions for you to practice. Listen and repeat along with me. Have you ever worked before? Have you ever worked before? Have you ever worked before? Have you filled out many job applications? Have you filled out many job applications? Have you filled out many job applications? Have you ever worked at McDonald's? Have you ever worked at McDonald's? Have you ever worked at McDonald's? Have you ever been a manager? Have you ever been a manager? Have you ever been a manager? When have you held a similar position? When have you held a similar position? When have you held a similar position? Why have you decided this is the right career for you? Why have you decided this is the right career for you? Why have you decided this is the right career for you? Where have you worked previously? Where have you worked previously? Where have you worked previously? Whom have you helped by doing this? Whom have you helped by doing this? Whom have you helped by doing this? How have you felt since quitting your previous job? How have you felt since quitting your previous job? How have you felt since quitting your previous job? What have you done since your last job? What have you done since your last job? What have you done since your last job? Have you ever screamed at your boss before? Have you ever screamed at your boss before? Have you ever screamed at your boss before? Have you ever been fired before? Have you ever been fired before? Have you ever been fired before? Conjugate each phrase correctly before seeing the answer. You can pause the video if you need more time. Phrase 1. I walk to school. Conjugate that into the present perfect tense. I have walked to school. How'd you do? Did you get it correct? Great. Let's move on to example number 2. You go to work every day. You have gone to work every day. Sentence number 3. He plays the piano for us. He has played the piano for us. We put peanuts on our ice cream. We have put peanuts on our ice cream. They are nice at times. They have been nice at times. Sentence 6. He is very nice to me. He has been very nice to me. Sentence 7. I do exercises. I have done exercises. Sentence 8. You hit your brother. You have hit your brother. Sentence 9. We eat at Joe's grill. We have eaten at Joe's grill. And the final sentence, number 10. They grow well around here. They have grown well around here. So that's it for this exercise. How did you do? Did you conjugate all of the sentences correctly into the present perfect? Did you have trouble differentiating between have and has? Or did you have trouble with using the past participle? If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And remember, you can get more English lessons at exlenglish.com. And remember to subscribe to our channel so you're updated automatically when we release new videos. And please like and share the videos, which will help us spread the word to other people who want to learn English as well.